All right, everybody, I can't press live. My finger's not big enough. Wait a minute, it's because fuck off, people on. Oh, hello. I'm trying to go live on Instagram and it's not doing it at the same time. Hello, everybody. Dru, tell them what's happening this week in Club Soda.
Oh, so yes, the things which are happening this week in Club Soda. So on Monday, we have a blog which is, checking connection, shall I wait?
No, carry on.
Okay. We have a blog which is all about everything that you need to get started. So in Club Soda, we've been writing about all sorts of aspects of changing your drinking for years now. And one of the really common questions that people ask is, what do I need to do to get started? And all of the challenges and problems that you have with getting started. So we have basically put together in one place everything that you need to know about getting started. So all of the basic hints and tips and useful articles you'll find all in one blog, so that's in the blog today. On Wednesday, I've written a piece about stopping drinking when you're pregnant, exploring all of the different ways in which, the idea of stopping drinking is just stop when you're pregnant, but how that isn't always straightforward and easy. And then on Friday, our podcast is all about sugar and alcohol-free drinks, which we're running in partnership with Urban Cordial.
There we are, and here we are. And so it's a little bit different today. You'd have noticed that was Dru talking. We're actually all in the same space today, which is highly unusual. So I thought I would bring us all together for today's inspiration. I'm afraid it's not on Instagram as well because I forgot to, there's no 4G in here and I forgot to attach to the Wi-Fi. That was ridiculous.
Oh, brilliant. I'll be right back.
Anyway, so I thought today's topic, with all of us being together, would be about talking, leaning on friends and asking friends for help. Because I often find that regardless of whether it's about drinking or anything else, we're very reluctant to talk to friends about what we need or what might help us, because we don't like to impose what we want on people, or we don't like to take people's time. But if you think about it, you offer to support your friends all the time, and you would be more than happy to help a friend if they ask for you for help. So why is it that we know we would drop, anything in a matter of minutes to help a friend if they asked us, but we're not willing to ask them in return? Why is that, Dru?
So for me, I think a lot of that is to do with how we want to manage our self-image. All of us want to project ourselves into the world as being confident people who know what we're doing. Actually being in a position of admitting I don't know what to do, or I need support, or I need help, makes us vulnerable. And although, the theory of that with our friends is that, of course, the theory we trust our friends and that we should feel that we are able to ask our friends anything. In reality, it rubs up against our feelings of vulnerability. And sometimes, to be honest, feelings of shame that we don't feel very confident that we don't know things. And it's a different dynamic. If somebody else asks you for help, you get to be the person who comes confidently to sort out their problems. Going to somebody else to say, I've got something which I need support with, can feel like it exposes you in some ways. There's just, I think, a need to have a kind of be realistic about that, but also to realise everyone goes through that. All of those friends who've asked you for help in the past have been in exactly the same position. We're all in the same boat when it comes to asking for help. We ask for help because we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, and it's also hard to ask for help because you might feel like, I don't want to be a burden for anyone, so I'm just going to sort this out by myself and not bother anyone else.
Yeah.
We find it working together that we don't always ask for help, but in the end, we always find out that somebody needs help because it comes out in certain ways. Well, particularly for me and Dru.
Yeah.
Me and Dru like have an argument or stop off or something. What do you do? You see, if you need help,
I just go quiet.
Which is difficult to tell sometimes whether he's quiet because he's just being quiet, or whether he's quiet because he needs help. But in the end, when somebody needs help, it does become apparent. So do look out for your friends. But more important, don't wait until somebody has to discover that you need some support. Ask them now. What's the worst that somebody could say? They could say, actually, I don't have time right now to be able to help you with that. And it won't ruin your friendship. They will just say they haven't got time, or they don't feel qualified to, or they don't think they can right now. At least you've asked. The best that can happen is you've got a friend to support you in whatever change it is that you're going to make.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the other thing that I'd say about asking for help is it really helps your friends to be specific about what it is, or at least as specific as you can be about the ways in which they might be able to help you, particularly if you are in a position of emotional distress and your friend asks you, what can I do to help? It can be really overwhelming to try and answer that question, and people feel that, you know, if you go to somebody and say, I'm having a really tough time, if they don't know what they might do, they don't want to burden you by coming up with all of the list of options, and you're going to find none of them work for you. So if you're approaching that conversation and asking for help, try and be as specific as you can about what might help you. And it's okay to ask things like, I would really appreciate it if you just talk to me about what's going on for the next 15 minutes. That's all I need right now. But to be really specific about it. Sometimes I think we can feel a bit awkward about being specific because it feels demanding, but it actually can be much less demanding if you can place some boundaries around the request that you're asking of somebody else.
And it could be that you just need someone to listen to you. And actually, that's quite important to say, because if you end up talking to someone like me, I want to fix everything. So I start coming up with solutions, and I've now given all of my friends permission to make sure they tell me if all they need for me to do is to listen, not fix.
Mm-hmm.
Quite important. And I try and remember to ask people at the start of a conversation now, do you just want to tell me things, or do you want some help in finding solutions, so that I know as well? I'm not always good at doing it, but you know, listening is a really good thing. It doesn't need to be any more than that.
And it can be really small things. Like for me, I had the worst binges on Friday nights, drinks with colleagues after work, and it was always our senior manager who bought the first round. And it was like, okay, pint, different round, whatever, a pint of beer. And I always thought, oh, this is not good. And one Friday, I finally plucked up the courage and said, oh, could you bring me a lemonade, please? And he was a bit like, oh, okay, what did? And that was fine. And then it became a thing, like every Friday, everyone a round of pints and a soft drink for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing.
Just said what you wanted.
Yeah.
I just said what I wanted, and it was actually not a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I find, particularly now I'm socialising. Me not drinking has become a non-issue, and in fact, I've now got groups of friends who are well trained enough to expect me not to drink with them. That they go to the bar for me to ask what they've got and present me with options, and it just becomes. It can feel like a really big deal the first time you say something, and then you suddenly realise it's massively important to you and only vaguely interesting to others.
Within 2 weeks, nobody
cares.
It was like, oh, you're having a lemonade, you're having a pint.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone, be brave. Say what it is that you need. And do lean on friends and ask for help. Be specific what that help might be. The worst anybody can say is they haven't got time right now, or they can't do that particular thing. You might have different friends who can help you with different things, and do feel that if you just ask people to listen, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. The three of us.
Brilliant.
In one day inspiration. How exciting is that?
Brilliant. Have an amazing week.
Bye.
Bye.